Hello, YouTubers. Joe Kersey here on July 26th, 2014, at around 16:30 in the afternoon. That'd be 4:30 in the afternoon for those of you who aren't used to 24-hour time. And, oh man, hold this, will you, Paul? Look at yourself, or hold it yourself there for a minute.
Oh, YouTubers.
I just stuck my finger on my glass.
Give you a moment to clean them and you'll be right back.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, I get into a tizzy when I have anything on my glasses that I can't see through. Or even if I can see through it.
I hate the dots of lint.
Oh, it's just, well, and grease.
I keep trying to find them.
Oh, and grease is just right out.
Get them off without smudging.
Oh, well, it's just, it's just awful. Since I started wearing I started wearing glasses when I was 5, and I've been a real obsessive about that since. Now come on up alongside me here, Paul, because we have, well, we need to, I know it's a 24 millimeter equivalent lens in terms of 35 millimeter format standards, but still. Now Paul here is actually conscious and awake and functional, which is surprising because, he's worked 3 8-hour shifts, standard, let's call them standard shifts, in the last 36 hours. For example, this is Saturday evening, okay? Friday morning he went in, officially 8, and he...
7.
Well, that's right. No, Friday. That's right. It's 7.
Friday is 7.
Yeah. And then you came home in the late afternoon.
Yeah.
And then he then went back in at 8 o'clock that night, and came home at a little after 3 this morning, which was on Saturday morning. 3 this morning. And so then he went in this morning at 8.
Yeah.
Officially at 8.
Got everything on it by
But
8 o'clock.
But he left at 7:20, and then you got home here around, well, about 3:30 this afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now in my line of work, I worked a lot of long hours, but I'm going to tell you, there's very rarely did I ever do something quite like this. Well, I may have done when I was an intern in the emergency room, but I wasn't functional when I got done with it. I mean, Paul looks like he's functional. This is amazing to me.
I don't know.
Well, good for him.
I think I've done it frequently enough that I've sort of somehow built up to where I can just do it.
Now, it seems a young lad at the hotel today, this group of people have been staying there for quite some time. When I guess are intending to stay through August.
No, they were on stay till September.
Well, that's through August.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so this guy, he's in his like 11, 12?
8.
8. Oh, he's very ambitious. He was taking a luggage cart from downstairs and using it as kind of like a
scooter.
Oh, skateboard, scooter.
Yeah, like a 4-wheel scooter. He was hanging on to the handle on the end of it and showing himself along and riding up and down the hallways. His older brothers caught him and made him come back downstairs.
His older brothers actually controlled him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very unusual. I'm surprised at that.
So the two teenagers, they brought him down. I don't know, around like, oh, I give you it's hard to tell because they both look like they're 16, but they gotta be older than that.
Well, you
So
know,
they're often doing construction.
guys that age, you know, you can have a 14-year-old guy looks like he's 19. You have a 19-year-old guy looks like he's about 15. So it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, they told him he had to bring the cart. They were making him come back down with the cart, and their elevator door opened while I was trying to go up a level. And Jake was begging not to have to go back downstairs and apologize to the front desk again for being caught doing something.
Yeah, there's been a number of these stories we've not told you.
So,
well, good for his brothers. I mean, it sounds like they've internalized the fact that, you know, it's a certain point this particular group might get kicked out of places from time to time if they don't comply with certain standards.
Yeah. Jake has always been wanting to try and get away with roller skating in the building ever since he's gone.
Well, guys want to try to get away with pretty much anything, don't they? I mean, that's part of being a guy, you know.
Yeah. But his mother had a big argument with him and told him he's never going to roller skate in another hotel. So,
I love the another hotel. I love the implied plural.
Because Jake thinks he can have free run in the lobby and living room area and do whatever he wants to do.
Now it seems also there was a family reunion there that since the outside grills, why didn't the outside grills work?
We don't have outside grills. They brought their own.
Oh.
And they thought that since it wasn't functioning well outside, then it might function better inside the building.
Oh, so they didn't have, it's not like a state park where they have these standalone grills.
No.
Oh, okay.
This is at the end. They were trying to do this.
I didn't know if you had like a little side
No.
yard there where you could do that stuff.
No.
And so they wanted to do it inside?
Yeah, because their grill, for some reason, was not doing its thing outside. They thought it would be okay to bring it inside and do it.
Now there's a new idea for the hotel designers. You have some sort of drop down, chimney in a meeting room that you can, drop down over one of these grills.
Grill kind of thing.
Yeah, and you could offer that as an option.
And I don't think that would go over well.
I know.
Especially fish.
Well, hell, I mean, if you have a proper vent with it, yeah. And you could offer that as really, really expensive option because there's a lot of these, these big groups of big, how should we say, heavy people that really like to do that kind of stuff. Very heavy, loud, noisy people that like to do that kind of stuff.
Well, they wanted to know if I minded if they would do that last night at 9 o'clock. And I said, yes, I would mind it very much.
I'm at the fire department.
And so would the fire department, the police,
would have minded it too.
And the rest of the guests. Yeah. Because all the alarms would go off and it would not make them happy having to run for their lives to find out it's somebody's fish is burning on a grill in the room.
It's just another day
at the end.
At the hotel for Paul, and today's been a very benign day for me, more or less. I'm still, well, I've got these strange bite/rash things happening, but
I mean, would you bring a grill into your house and grill on it?
well, no, one would not do
Well,
that.
then why would you take it?
Well,
Think you could take it into an inn and do it?
well, it gets into a larger question of why would you act the way, why do people act the way they do in hotels, the way they would never, well, presumably never, act in their own houses, among their own people.
Like these people started a party in the dining room area around, it was going when I got there at 8, and it went to like 10 o'clock. Then they went to the meeting room, and then it went to 1:30 in the morning, and then they finally quieted down and decided to go to bed. Well, they had to. They were all ripped and staggering.
No, we've all
I
been
mean,
there.
they were having trouble.
We've been there.
They were having trouble getting back to where they needed to be.
Well,
They had to have some help.
That's happened a couple times too. Not very often, but.
Even the one that called Mama, she was worse walking than she normally was. She even had a few.
It's very helpful sometimes to just lie down next to a tree and sleep quietly for a while.
Well, there was one, he was awake and in the dining room when I got there Friday morning at 6:30.
What did I do one night at one of these fundraisers? I went behind the piano and took a nap.
Yeah. You can crawl under a table on another one.
Oh, I've done that. Yeah, I've done that. I've done it under a table. I've gone behind a piano. Sometimes you just have to do that, guy. Particularly, see, during the times I did that, I was working all day. I mean, I was tired. You got tired out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
But the one guy, he was awake when I got there, and he was laughing, carrying on, having a good time in the dining room with the family until I got it set up, where they could go in there. Well, they never went in there. They stayed in the dining room and used it. So when I walked out at 3 o'clock in the morning, the guy is still sitting on the couch watching TV. And he said, well, I'll see you in a day or so. And I said, no, you'll see me in about 4 or 5 hours. I said, because I'm coming right back.
Back to work.
He goes, you're jiving. I said, no.
Oh, that's a little bit of a cultural clue.
I said, I'll see you at breakfast if you're awake then. I said, I'm sure you'll show up sometime for breakfast. And I said, I will be back in the dining room again. I said, so I'll see you in the morning. He said, well, have a good nap.
Well, indeed, last night Paul came in at 3 in the morning, and then he was up, and what a pro, what a man. I admire that. And so on that note, and with these kind of stories, I'm going to say bye-bye, YouTubers here. We'll give you a bit of the star of the show again here.
Have a good night.